What are you wearing?
A Canadian tuxedo.
Canadian
I'm a hockey player. Let's go Blues.
Let's go Blues.
Let's go Blues.
To all you Blues fans, we're bleeding blue with you. Let's go Blues! Let's go Blues! Let's go Blues!
BlueNote. Hello. How are you, my darling? Darling. Man, I'm in a good mood. I have no idea why, but here I am with my buddy, my friend, my pal, my co-host, Josh Eagle Scott. How are you doing, Justin?
Doing pretty well, man. Doing pretty well. Just excited for the show tonight. It should be a good one.
Yeah, me too. I am waiting for our special guest to show up. He should be here shortly. I'm sending him a message just to make sure. He should be popping up. I'm going to resend him the link just to make sure. We're going to have a fun show today. Hockey's back. Hockey is back. I got, and in honor of our special guest, I have the New Jersey Devils on the TP. Got their game on. They are tied. I forget who they're playing right now. They are tied 0-0 after one. We'll get there. Oh my goodness. Here she is, Mrs. Samantha Rose Robinson. Sam, in about 15 minutes or so, I'll send you the link and we'll bring you on. I want to see, what's going on with my special guest first, and then we'll kind of bring you on. We have a special reason for bringing you on. Some of you know, some of you don't, but we won't say it until we bring Sam on. But Sam, we love you, and you got to know that, right, Justin?
Yes, sir.
Oh, they're playing the Sabres. That's who they're playing. Then they play us on Saturday. Devils play us on Saturday. That'll be a good game. Jack Hughes being there with his broken teeth and everything. Can you believe? I'm sorry. I want to talk about this a little bit. Can you believe the political bullshit that is coming up over Team USA?
I'm not all surprised on it, if I'm honest. I don't know. I think I sent you that video on Twitter. I don't know if you actually saw it. But,
I think you sent me one. I didn't really watch it, but
yeah, no, it's over a comment that was made during this phone call, I guess. I didn't really listen too incredibly in depth, but it had something to do with, I think, possibly involving the women's hockey team, U.S. hockey team.
Yeah.
In terms of that, and with all, and I'm not going to get political because that's not what this podcast is about. My views. We've talked about that before. For me, I don't take too much into it, but I also am one of those people that I think it was something that probably just didn't need to be said. But that's just me. But like I said, I'm not going to get too extremely in depth. But like I said, it doesn't really matter what I say because people are going to have difference of opinions, and that's okay. But
you're absolutely right. It is time. He is here. He is backstage in the green room. How's that green room looking back there, buddy? You liking that green room? Yeah, he's giving me a thumbs up. He's liking it. I have been doing a lot, and we talked about this a little offline. I know you and me took a 2-week break from each other, right? It was a good break. It wasn't like go fuck yourself. We need a break. It was, hey, we kind of need to just take some time on our own, right? I think it was a good break for both of us, right? Agreed?
Yeah, no, I didn't have no issue. I think we just kind of took a break. We were kind of doing our own things. The Mulan thing, you were trying to work, and I was working at the same time, so it made it a little difficult for me to catch the games. So yeah.
It was good for both of us. And then the break, I've been reaching out to some of my buddies, some of my pals, some of my friends, and talking about different things. Well, I reached out to one guy. Now, we've had some good guests on. This is probably one of the few guests that we're going to have on that is an absolute credentialed NHL media, right? He's been at he's covered the finals, he's covered the draft, he's covered the draft with connection to us. Before you came, he would call me during the draft and tell me what was going on. This is a good guy. He works, or is it connected with? I don't know if he's one of the. I thought he was one of the founders or owners, but I know he's connected with them. He's connected with Full Press Hockey. He is very intelligent. He does his own kind of on TikTok. I think it's called the Late Night Recap or something like that. I might got it wrong. If I got it wrong, Jim, if I got it wrong, buddy, you'll if I right or wrong. Close. Okay. He can't. I can't hear him, but he's back there. So we're gonna bring on my buddy, my pal from Full Press Hockey, NHL media representative Jim Biringer.
What's up, everybody? What's going on? How's everybody doing today? I'm in snowy New Jersey. The Devils did a nice thing for Jack Hughes. It was supposed to be for all the Olympians. I know they mentioned some of them, but it was the Jack Hughes night for Team USA in New Jersey. He said some nice words. He did everything. He'll be everywhere. He's the new face of the National Hockey League in the States. Every NHL, every outlet in New Jersey's there. Unfortunately, I'm snowed in, so I really can't take my car out and go any place, and I don't really want to kill myself on these roads.
You were there, you couldn't be here.
Right, exactly. So I'm here. I'm with these guys. I'm with you, Becky, Justin. What's going on? It is the nightcap recap. That's what we do. It was close. It was close. We call it the nightcap recap. Little quick hits for you. But yes, been at the final, been at the draft. 4 Nations, NHL media member, member of the Professional Hockey Writers Association, all that fun stuff. So it's good to be back here talking some more hockey today.
This is now, Jim. Normally we talk offline. We talk offline a lot, right?
Yeah, we do.
We have talked offline a lot. I'm saying this online for everybody to hear. Jim wants me back. He wants me back writing for Full Press. Am I right or wrong?
We would like you back. It would be nice to have you bring some more. We need a little bit more intelligence on our website. There's some people that I'm not gonna go down that path, but I'll just say.
I know. We're not gonna go. Yeah. The thing with most websites out there, they do not give you autonomy, right? You have zero autonomy. You're connected to them. That's it. From the beginning, I asked you guys when you guys first asked me, and this was a couple of years back, could I remain autonomous?
Yeah.
And you guys have honored that 1,000,000,000%, correct?
See, that's correct, 100%.
Right? They promote the BlueNote Fan Report. They've done it in the past. They have absolutely done it in the past. They will put our show. If I want my show on their site, they will put it there. We've talked about it. I haven't decided if I want to do it yet, but they're a great group. Check out Full Press Hockey. And yes, I think I'm going to start writing for them again. Jim's trying to get me back on the website so I can start writing. I think I'm going to do commentary and then do some stuff on the Blues.
Yeah, which would be great because, Blues coverage, I mean, I try to cover it all, but as I go as far as I can when it comes to the Blues, and you guys cover the team more than I do. I only see the Blues when they come into New Jersey or if I'm on the road somewhere. I know what the situation is going on with teams. Like I kind of was on the Montgomery situation out of Boston since I had a lot of connections up there, and I kind of knew he was connected to St. Louis. And I know for a fact that when it comes to a lot of the players that have been enlisted for the trade deadline this year, which have been the same players for the last 2 years at the trade deadline, that the prices have been astronomically high set by the current general manager of the team, Doug Armstrong.
Yeah. Look, the Blues were having a rough season. Plain and simple. We get it. We'll get there. We'll talk about that.
I'll tell you the big thing that somebody told me why the Blues are struggling this year is that late goal by Perfetti's carried over into this season.
I know who told you that.
Yeah, I know who told me that too.
Right, and you believe it though. That's the good point.
I mean, but if you really look at it, like, let's break this down. If you really look at it, like, momentum is real, and like they literally had their hearts and their plane tickets taken away from them.
Yeah.
With like seconds, not even seconds left. So, it does carry over. It does. There is a hangover from that stuff. It's true. Whether people want to believe it or see it is another thing.
Yeah.
But I definitely think you could see it in some of the play. And I think the constant noise, too, around the team is really it's a lot because eventually, as somebody has put this to me, eventually they have to pull a trigger on something because you can't keep going to the well all the time when it comes to announcing everybody's available and then no one goes anywhere.
Yeah. No, we'll get into that. First of all, I apologize. Jim, let me introduce you to my new co-host, Justin Eagle Eye Scott. Justin, this is Jim Biringer, my buddy, my pal for Full Press Hockey. I'm sorry that we got on our little own route there, bud.
Oh no, you're good. I was enjoying the conversation. I was letting you guys take it over and go with the flow. You guys have more of the chemistry, but it's good to meet you, Jim.
Hey, Justin, it's great to meet you. Yeah, no, it's been a while since I've been here. Just a busy day, obviously. Trade deadline right around the corner. And there's a lot to discuss when it comes to like player movement and what's going on with teams.
Mm-hmm. Just to kind of piggyback off what you guys were talking about, this Blues season has not been up to standard. It's been a underperformed season for the Blues, but it's been an underperformed season for some teams out there, and it's been an overachieving season for some other teams. And I think I've said this for a couple weeks now, and I think Guy could back me up on this. It's just kind of one of those anomaly seasons where we usually see this happen every couple of years. The league will be a stagnant pace, and you'll see the same teams up at the top, you'll see the same teams down at the bottom, and then you have the one season where you're seeing now where teams that you expected to be better are not playing as well, and the teams that you expected to not be playing as well are actually performing. So you look at someone like Pittsburgh, who everyone really pretty much expected them to fall back down because they're an older team. They're like the oldest team in the NHL. And they're playing good right now. I believe they're sitting second or third in their division, or in their division. So, just an example of the weird season this year for every team.
And I think every so often it does. You need a reset, like this. The league resets itself to get, and it's so competitive right now. I guess Gary's the point system and Gary's competitive balance is there. But I think Pittsburgh also got the new coach bump. Dan Muse was in there. I think they needed to move off from Mike Sullivan, and then they were fueled by the Crosby rumors and whether he was going someplace and all this stuff. And, now, he's out 4 weeks with the MCL injury, leg injury. And no, they're saying lower body, but it's MCL. I've been there. I know that injury pretty well. And the lateral movement is just not there right now for him, and now it makes you wonder, can they get caught? Because I think out of the teams in the Metro that were near the three hole, I think the Pittsburgh Penguins were the most vulnerable team to be caught in the Metro division, because Columbus is charging. You have Washington's right there. The Islanders. I think the Islanders and Carolina are 1-2 right now. I don't think anybody's catching those teams right now. But it all comes down to, what teams do down these final 25 games. Again, everything's just so tight right now in the Eastern Conference. It really is.
It's tight in both of them. I want to get to some comments here in a second. And Justin, if this is a show that you kind of sit on the sidelines, I apologize to you off the get-go. But that's you and me talked yesterday about you doing the trade proposals. That's kind of the reason why I asked you to do those. Right?
Well, you didn't ask me to do those. I told you I was going to do those.
Yeah, you kind of but glad. But I was gone on the thought process of asking you. So, Richard Campbell, Jim, this is for you. Better Devil career: Scott Gomez, the Alaskan. What was his nickname? The Alaskan something, or Travis Zajac.
I mean, both had great careers. I mean, Zajac didn't win a cup with New Jersey, unfortunately. He made nice runs with the Islanders when he got traded towards the end. It's a great question because they're both complementary players. I'm gonna lean Scott Gomez just because of the chemistry he had with McGillney, 2 cups. Like he was a system. Both guys were system devils. Like if I had a guest on my show on Full Press Hockey and on YouTube, and we talked about system players. Scott Gomez was a system devil through and through, and any other place he went, he just struggled. So I'm gonna lean Scott Gomez, but it's a toss up. But that's a great question.
Kevin says, "Guy and intelligent shouldn't be used in the same sentence." And Chris says, "If you want intelligence, Guy might not be it."
Why did we?
I've got here we go. Oh my goodness, man! I can't. I'm trying to do something and I can't figure it out.
As he tries to prove a point, he can't play the right side.
Nope.
There we go.
Nope, he can't. He cannot play the xylophone. So
love you too, Kevin. Michael Dante says, "I said the moment overtime goal in Winnipeg went in that there be no in between. Either they'd be fueled by it and be top 5 in the league, or they were going to." We're never going to recover, and bottom 5. Unfortunately, it's proven to be the latter. I think I think he's dead on there.
Yeah, it's just tough, right? Like the defense, injuries. I think just too much noise around the Blues, right? Like you moved out Zach Bolduc, right? Logan Mailloux comes in. There was talk of Jordan Kyrou moving in the summer. Like it's just. There's a lot going on with the St. Louis Blues that led to what we're seeing right now on the ice.
Yeah. Richard says Blues have a lot of flaws that I do not agree with. Need a reset that I do agree with. I don't think they have a lot of flaws. I think that they have one major flaw. And unfortunately, that flaw is they don't have an identity.
No.
This team doesn't have an identity. Are they an offensive team? Are they a defensive team? Are they an aggressive team? Are they a physical team? It's like one night from the next, you don't know what team you're going to get.
Well, and Justin knows, and Justin, who's watches the team more than I do, and I see it here, and we can bounce this one around. What's your plan? What's your direction? Like you have Robert Thomas and Jordan Kyrou. Those are guys you want to be fundamentally building around. 27, 26-year-olds, 25-year-olds going into their prime, and you're looking to unload guys like that to get even younger. Like what is the transitional plan from Doug Armstrong to Alex Steen and so on? Like what are we trying to do in St. Louis?
Yeah. It really is. That's what I think is probably the biggest thing. Jason Nichols says the Joker has entered the building. Yes, he has. Samantha, we will be bringing her on shortly. There's a special reason. We need a change of team. Young guys need a chance. Young guys need a chance, but some of them aren't there yet. I gotcha.
Your young guys have got a chance. The some of the players that you're thinking of, Otto Stenberg, no one expected him to be playing on this roster as many games as he has. He came in, he's played great. That's a young guy. Snuggerud, he's young. Obviously, we knew he was going to be on this roster. But Dvorsky, he came up. He didn't start the season with the Blues. Dvorsky's came up, played great, great Olympics. The young guys have gotten a chance on this Blues team. Logan Mailloux came in. He's been given a chance. That it's for me, it's not the chances. It's like Guy said, it's the identity. You don't know what you're going to get from this Blues team from game to game, and we've seen it. It could be the same for any team in the NHL, obviously. But when the Blues are on their game and they're playing Blues hockey like we all know and love, they're a hard team to play.
Yeah.
No, it's very true.
Go ahead, Jim.
No, I said it's very true. That's a great point. Like the Olivor Dvorsky, I don't think a lot of people thought he was going to have the impact he was going to have this year for the Blues. I mean, like I knew him from World Juniors, and I was there when they picked him. But like, that's a nice player to build around, right? Like, you know, P. Suter's there. Like, is he going to move? Like
Suter,
you know, yeah. Like it to me. Like you have Robert Thomas, you have Jordan Kyrou. Those are guys that you want to build around, right? Jake Neighbors is there. Yeah, I mean, Doug Armstrong, the move of all moves, right? Getting Dylan Holloway and Philip Broberg. Like, I was there, and I was watching Philip Broberg during the Stanley Cup final every game against Florida. I was like, how did the Edmonton Oilers let this guy go? And now he's a Blue, and like that to me is a solid piece on defense for the St. Louis Blues.
Yeah, Phil Broberg. I've said it for weeks. Phil Broberg is going to be the number one defenseman for the St. Louis Blues, and he's going to be the clear cut number one here for the Blues eventually. Because I don't think you can really slot him into number one because of Colton Parayko's there. So I don't think anyone's going over him, sadly. Although I do think Broberg's been our best defenseman, maybe not production wise. We'll actually get to who's been the best productive defenseman, and that's Justin Falk, and we'll get to him probably later because I do think that he's going to be a trade chip. And I kind of calculated some trades. I don't know how much you guys will love them. I don't know how much you'll hate them. Some of them may seem like they're overpays. I don't know. I just kind of was brainstorming ideas, but Broberg, he's set here in St. Louis, and I kind of figured he would. I pretty much called it when they had an extension for him. I said, I even told Guy, you can even say this. I said, I think he's going to possibly want to stay here because the Blues took a chance on him when the Edmonton Oilers management did not. So I figured that would have held some value. And what did he say in his interview after he got the extension? He said, yeah, I wanted to stay here, and I knew I wanted to stay here. So I knew I was going to sign here. It just was about how long it was going to be, the term.
Yeah.
Holloway's a different story. He's been very injury prone. Holloway's a great player, though. He's very blue collar. He's very Blues worthy. It's just, can he stay healthy?
Yeah, I think I always felt when that got announced. So I'll be honest, I thought they were two AHL players. I didn't realize who they actually were. Because I just looked at stats right off the bat. You know, as soon as the signings got out, I went and looked up and seen hardly any NHL games. So I'm thinking, what are we getting here? Okay, stupid guy there. I get that one, but I kind of look at it now, and I originally thought that Holloway might have been the guy that they were going to, right? Sign them both, and then Edmonton goes, okay, well, we got to keep one of them, so we'll keep Broberg. Right, and then you get Holloway. Well, if you just sign one, more than likely they match. But it's taking both. You know, they're only gonna match one of them. At least that's what you thought.
Well, all the moves said they were gonna keep at least one guy.
Yeah,
like they made all these moves right before the window closed on a decision, and they moved out. You know, CC moved and they cleared all this room, and I'm like, all right, well, I guess Broberg's staying. I'm like, that makes the most sense. You can afford to lose Holloway. That's fine. But then when neither of them stayed, I'm like, okay, then you just lost more depth on your blue line. Like,
well,
I'm like, all right.
I was shocked. The Broberg one. See, for me though, it was never. For me, I never really had a doubt that Broberg was going to be gone for them because they did. I think it's been pretty well documented that they didn't really treat him the greatest.
No, it was a roller coaster. It was up and down, up and down, up and down.
Yeah, he was up and down, and Broberg wanted to be out of Edmonton, so I am not surprised that he walked or he didn't walk, but I'm not surprised that he didn't get or matched or whatever. Holloway was the interesting one because Holloway, I thought for what they were paying him, especially the year that he had last year, he was worth that contract and double, in my opinion, with how he played. And he got injured at the end of the year, sadly. And if we had Dylan Holloway in that playoff run, that might have been a different story. I don't know.
Yeah.
Well, you're down 1-0, man.
Down 1-0. Tage Thompson with a goal.
I'm not surprised. Like at this point, like I'm so focused on the other stuff right now that like I mean I'm not surprised Tage Thompson scored. I'm gonna be honest. Like he got he got the Jack Hughes bump from tonight.
Yeah. Michael Dante says, let me ask you this. Other than Bolduc being traded and adding Malu, this is the same team that went in a torrid run last season. We've seen true capabilities. There's a reason this team is not performing. Actually, there's another piece that left that I think was bigger than we all could have ever realized. And if it's the guy that I'm thinking of, I'm going to say, well, I have a guy that is actually a big piece that I think is not here anymore. And I'm going to say mine first, guy, if you don't mind. Yeah. And it's the fourth line, Radek Faksa not being here. And I know that's crazy. But that was the identity. And Chris Saki puts it. I think that WTF line was the identity last year. And it was. Walker, Torpachenko, and Faksa created the thing that the rest of the team built off of. And that fourth line consistently was the line that was banging and banging and making it so difficult on the first lines of other teams to play that opened it up it really opened it up. When Faksa left, the identity of that line unfortunately went away. Sundqvist is okay, right? But he's not Faksa.
And I want to respectfully, because I'm going to say respectfully, and I want to respectfully call you out because I do know that you don't have any hate towards Faksa, but I want to bring this up because you were the one who told me last year when we were talking about this or earlier this year coming into the season, and I said Faksa is going to be a bigger loss than what you think, and you're like, no, Walker's the sole guy of that line. He's the soul of that line. And I'm like, Faksa is going to be a massive blow because of what he did on the ice. He wasn't a big, massive point producer, but he was a guy that did everything right on the puck. He was a hard worker. Like you said, they were hitting, they were physical, they were wearing down first lines, and it made guys like Robert Thomas, Jordan Kyrou, Powell, it made their jobs easier. When they had to go up in those matchups later in games. So yeah, Faksa was a bigger blow than what many would have thought.
Okay, I'm gonna Jim. Do you mind if I respond to this real quick, buddy?
No, go for it, man. I'm enjoying the banter. This is what it's all about, right? Like I love the banter.
Yeah. I finally got me a co-host that likes to argue with me, so it's fun.
I mean, it's good stuff right here.
I still believe Walker was the heart and soul of that line. I still believe that, and I still believe that when he's on the ice, he is that. But it was Foster helped create a chemistry, right? The H2O, right? You take one of those three away, and you no longer got water. That's what I think happened. While Walker's the H, one of the two O's is away, and we couldn't get another one to be the other O. That's what I think happened there. If that makes teeny tiny amount of sense.
Yeah, I mean, I like I said, I don't think that you dislike Faksa because you have said that you like it, and I do agree. The price range of what you were paying a fourth line guy, you can't pay him that. It's not fourth line salary. He's a good player, but it's disappointing because if the Blues could have got a deal done to where you got a pay cut and he would have took a pay cut, I would have absolutely done it because I think I like that line better than having Oscar Sundqvist there. So I like Sundqvist. He's a team guy. He's a team player. Obviously, he's a locker room guy. But Sundqvist is not 2019 Sundqvist anymore, and he hasn't been that for a long, long time.
There's a lot of guys that haven't. There's a lot of guys on this team that haven't been 2019 versions of themselves in a while.
Yeah.
I'll
agree with you on that.
No, but Justin brings up a good point about like finding an identity line and finding like a group of players, because I've seen it like New Jersey, for instance. They had their crash line, but they also had the Madden Pandolfo line that was able to, and I'm seeing it now. When I was in Tampa, I saw this really well with what Yanni Gour's line is doing. The ability to have a checking line, defensive line that can be good on the forecheck, that wears a team down, opens things up for the top players, is something that's important for a team, because that forces the opposition to try to find a line similar to that line to match. And if they can't do it, it opens up so much for the offensive players on the team. And I've noticed that a lot with Tampa. I saw it in New Jersey for years. And if you can have that, it's a dangerous weapon. It really is.
Mm-hmm.
I agree. Hold on. We are going to be bringing another special guest on here very shortly. I'm sending them the link now. Once they get on, she'll be on for about 5-10 minutes, but there's a special reason, and we'll find out once she pops on. We'll continue to do comments. I think this is fun. It's been great. We do have something planned tonight, but we're going to run through comments first, and then we're going to talk. I kind of mentioned it. Justin has come up with 5 or 6 trade proposals. Is that right, Justin?
Well, a lot more than 5 or 6.
Oh, let's go, baby! I like even more than 6. Right? I like that. Let's go.
We're gonna go over some trade proposals. Go ahead, Justin. Sorry.
Mm-hmm. No. I just was saying. I'll let you finish what you're saying. Yeah, no. I tried to do as many as I could, and I just tried to go to teams that I thought that maybe the Blues would consider trading with, or maybe making a hockey trade. Like I said, maybe these aren't the best trades, and maybe we'll get some controversy here. Maybe we won't. Maybe we will. Maybe you'll like them. Maybe there's a gem in there that I picked. But they were just thought trades that I had in my mind. So,
all right. Richard Campbell said, wanted Detroit to draft Dvorsky instead of Danielson, who was picked 1 spot ahead of him. Richard, I'm going to say something that's going to get me slapped from 4,000 miles away. I wish you would have too, because I wanted Benson. I wanted Zach Benson in that spot so bad, because I thought Zach Benson was the type of guy that could get to the Blues a lot quicker than anybody else, and could be that guy that made that connected Thomas and Kyrou, that made the Thomas Kyrou Benson line, whatever you want to come up with, Benson, whatever, but it would have been that line. And I think that I really did want Benson, and I have not laid off of that. So go ahead, bud.
You haven't. You have not laid off the Benson thing. But again, I'm going to bring up this as a devil's advocate kind of turn up, because I said this before, and I think you agreed with me. Now, Zach Benson, he's a good player. I think he's going to continue to be a good player for Buffalo, and Buffalo is only growing. But I want to say this. The situation in Buffalo and St. Louis were a little different, okay? So Buffalo has been kind of bad for so long. You expected them to be better and better. The Blues have kind of been in the murky middle, but you expected them to be, further advanced than the Buffalo Sabres, I would think. But Zach Benson goes to Buffalo. Now, say the roles are reversed and they get Dvorsky, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Dvorsky's still going to get the same level of opportunity that Zach Benson got. You got to remember that Buffalo, they're not really star power heavy. I mean, yes, they have Tage Thompson. They have a bunch of great young players, Owen Power, Bo Byram. They have some great players, but they don't have that star power. So they needed to build up their team with some draft picks like they've been doing because they've been, bad for so long. So even if they got Dvorsky would have had the same opportunity that Zach Benson had. And who would have knew if the Blues got Zach Benson, if it would have been the same type of thing with how it was with Dvorsky, where it took him a couple of years. Because the Blues didn't really have the spots that Buffalo has.
Yeah, I don't think Dvorsky was NHL ready when we drafted him at number 10.
No, he was not NHL ready yet.
But Benson was NHL ready at 11, right?
He was close. He was close.
But he was good. He got that opportunity right away, and he's grown so much into it so quickly. Would he have grown into that role as quickly if he had gone to juniors and then the AHL route?
No, but I also think if Dvorsky goes to Detroit or another team, he's probably stuck in the minors a lot longer too, because Detroit likes to overcook their prospects.
Yeah. So, I mean, it is what it is. I saw another comment on Dvorsky. Here we go. Chris Jockey. This isn't the only, I've seen 4 or 5 people bring this up. What's the Olympics, Devo's I belong here moment?
All right. So I need to answer this, and I need to make a comment on this because I watch a lot of hockey. The guy knows this. You can see me tweeting World Juniors all the time. For those that didn't see Davilo or Dvorsky's play, like if you just saw the Olympics, you're like, oh, this kid is unbelievable. Go find his World Junior play for Slovakia. Like that's where he showed he could do it in the next level because that kid, and by the way, he could have played on the Olympic team in 2022, but he was just too young. That's how good he was. But this is not, for me, it's not a surprise for what he did at the Olympics. I've seen it coming. I mean, he led the World Juniors in points and stuff. This kid is special, and he showed it.
Mm-hmm. Well, the weird thing, the thing that's crazy about Dvorsky, right, is and I made this comparison before, and I don't know, there may be a bigger upside production-wise with Dvorsky. We'll see how he kind of continues to develop, but I think he's going to be a mainstay on this Blues team from now on. But the comparison I made was Ryan O'Reilly. I think of a guy that may not have been the 100-point getter or anything like that or anywhere close to that. He's mostly been a mid-level 50, maybe a few outliers there, in the 60s. But that could be Dvorsky. You could see a two-way center flourish, and he can turn out to be a Ryan O'Reilly-esque player, maybe with a little bit of a higher production than Ryan O'Reilly. But I don't know. I think that was the best comparison, though, that I came up with.
I like the comparison.
Yeah, no, it is. And again, hindsight's 2020. And Dante has another one. He says, here's another thing. I thought Bugstad would be an upgrade for Bosca, and he ended up being terrible. I don't think Bugstad was ever a fourth-line player. That's the problem.
Bugstad's not a fourth-line player. He's still a middle six guy.
Yeah, he's a middle six guy. He's not that. I think that they wanted Sundqvist, especially for the money, to take that Bosca spot over. And while Sundqvist is fine, he's just for some reason, Torpo and Walker aren't getting the same. He's not the same that. He's not the same that Bosca was, right? His O is a little depleted, I guess, but he's not the same O, and the line's not working like it should. I just think the energy, the physicality, the pressure that WTF line gave was just, it's so hard to replicate. And I don't think you were going to get that ever with Oskar Sundqvist. And like I said, it sounds like I'm negative on Oskar Sundqvist. I'm not. Like I said, I like Oskar Sundqvist a lot. I just don't think that he fits the line between those two types of players. I mean, I think Sundqvist works hard just like Torpo and Walker, but I think they work hard in different ways. I think Sundqvist takes a lot of beating out there. And so does Torpo and Walker, but Walker and
and Torpo are capable of delivering the ass whooping too. So I think that's where they differ. I don't see much of an ass kicking from Oscar Sundquist. I see that more with Torpo and Walker, and I think that those styles are a little different.
Chris Shockey says Sonny's still on that breakaway from December. Oh, great. Oh, so our other guest is delayed a little bit. So we're gonna go ahead and get on to the fun stuff. And when our other guest comes, we'll take a break and do our thing with her and then get back into it. But let's go into trade proposals, right? I really want you guys out there in BlueNote Fan Report land to hop on these. Tell us what you think. And then if you got one, now if you come up, trade so-and-so for a bag of pucks and, and used hockey sticks, you're done. You're not getting, give me real proposals, real things, right? Like you say, trade Jim Biringer for Guy and let Jim run the show. Okay, I get that. But you give me a junk one, you're out of here. Right?
That's it. No junk ones, baby. No junk ones.
Right.
So
okay. So Justin, this is your time.
Yeah. Well, okay. So I'm going to start with. I'm actually going to start here, and Jim might actually like this. I'm going to start with New Jersey, and I'm going to actually start with. I'm going to start with New Jersey, and I'm going to start with St. Louis. I think these two could be trading partners. Both are kind of in similar ways. I think New Jersey should be better than what they are. Like I said, these are kind of blockbuster trades in my opinion. And I don't know how you'd feel about them. I'm going to get into them. And I think that the first one here is definitely an interesting one. But I have a change of scenery here, and I said Jordan Kyrou and Justin Falk to New Jersey for Nico Hischier and Simon Nemec. I don't know if you want to throw a pick in there or whatever, but I thought that Kyrou's a guy that needs a change of scenery. And I want Kyrou on this Blues team, but I feel that if the Blues are going to go into the future, Kyrou's going to need a different change of scenery and a different team. And I think New Jersey's a team that also needs a message being sent to their guys as well. So I thought that was an interesting one that I came up with.
That's definitely interesting. It's definitely a blockbuster, and it's definitely would shake some things to the core, especially New Jersey, considering Nico Hischier's the captain of the Devils, and there's some interesting things. You see his body language sometimes, and you wonder about his contract extension if he signs one right away or anything. I like the idea of it. I don't know how. First of all, I don't think it would go over well in New Jersey if Nico Hischier left. But there are three pieces in that trade that I think are pieces that are going to be moved. Falk and Kyrou, and I like it. I think maybe, I think if New Jersey's really going to consider that, and again, Nico Hischier has control on where he wants to go. But I wonder if a guy if it's not, well, obviously he needs a center in return. So obviously you can't throw Jesper Bratt in there instead of Nico Hischier. But again, that's New Jersey. I like the idea because New Jersey's core needs to change someplace. And if they're not getting it done, there needs to be a shakeup to the room. Because this team should be further along with this group than it is. Mm-hmm. And Simon Nemec, I feel like is at the door. And it's just not a matter of if anymore, but when. Because I think his name's just been out there too much.
Who was the other player from New Jersey? You said
Nico Hischier. I said Jesper Bratt is the other. That could come in, if they don't want, because I think I could counter it because I don't think Nico Hischier, I don't think the Devils would move Nico Hischier because I know I can say this now because it's over, but at the time I couldn't say it. I know for a fact Vancouver asked for Nico Hischier and the Devils told him no.
No, it was Justin had two in there. I know you added.
It was It was. I have a couple here for New Jersey, and like I said,
Okay.
you can mish and match these anyway.
Yeah.
These are just. Like I said, I did this late. So I
No,
didn't.
but he's on the right
wasn't.
direct. But he's
No,
in. It's on the right track in terms of New Jersey's end of it because they do need a shakeup.
Right.
So, and actually, I love that you said that because I like Jesper Bratt. I do a lot, but I was like, I didn't know his situation in New Jersey all that well. I didn't know if that was a guy that they were willing to part ways with. But I like that. I didn't really take that into consideration just because I thought that may not be an option.
There is one problem.
There
is one problem. Actually, I'm going to go back to here. I kind of like, well, this one's better for the other one. There is one. Now, there is one problem with. There we go. Okay. There's one problem with the Bratt on that is Bratt's got a no movement clause, and the Blues do not touch those. So my thought process on this originally with Hischier. So you're comparing Hischier and Kyrou, they're the cornerstones of this trade, right?
Mm-hmm. Hischier's got a modified no trade.
Well, that's fine. It's not the no trade. It's the fact that Kyrou has 6 more years of term, and Hischier's only got 1 more year of term.
Right, and Kyrou also, yeah.
With Hischier only having 1 more year of term, I want a first-round pick, or I want a second-round pick that's conditional, being that I'll protect it in the second round. Like if it's a top 10 pick in the second round, I'll let you keep it this year. But next year, I want a first round if it's in the 20s or your second round. Right? So that's kind of where I'm at on that one. That is one that I think both teams, if they massage it, would do it. The Bratt,
it's a hockey trade. It would be it would straight up be a hockey trade. I think these two teams would be great for the idea of a hockey trade
with Bratt. If now I'm thinking I'm the GM of the Blues now, right? With Bratt, because he's got that no movement clause. I don't know if this is possible. I'd want to renegotiate that no movement clause a little bit. I want to have some flexibility with that no movement clause.
It's already signed. They can't flexibility. You can't flex it. Yeah. You can't flex the no move clause.
So in that case, I want 2 first-round picks to go with that.
Yeah, see the thing is though is I get it. I get your mindset, and I get why they don't touch them. But we're getting into the murky territory waters of swimming with sharks here with the Blues. We've had this group. We've had Kyrou. We've had Thomas. We've been trying to make it work, and we've literally come on here for 3 seasons in a row now, 3-4 seasons, talking about the same issues for this team. So something needs to change, and Kyrou needs a change of scenery. And although I do understand, yes, they may not touch that no movement clause, we kind of strayed a bit from the original thing that I put down here. But I'm okay with Jesper Bratt being a possible piece in that trade and instead of Nico Hischier. Because, yes, I do think that it would be a little bit more difficult to get a Nico Hischier out of New Jersey.
What other proposals do you have involving New Jersey and St. Louis? I'm interested.
Me too.
Okay, so the other one I had was also this one it doesn't vary as much, okay? And I don't know can I get your thoughts, Jim, before I give this trade? Can I get your thoughts on Dougie Hamilton situation? I know he's getting older. Is he kind of on the edge?
I think New Jersey's going to look to move him. I was always told in the summer that it would be the following summer that they try to move him because they really wanted to make the playoffs this year. Obviously, we had the scratching, and then things got out of, hand, and statements were made, and the Devils did try to move him to San Jose, but he doesn't want to go, and he's got a 10-team trade list that he would go to. So first of all, you have to find out if the Blues are on it, then it's fine. If they're not, he's going to have to be willing to waive to go to St. Louis. Second of all, his stock is up. He's playing better. The issue is when does this happen? Because here's the caveat with Dougie Hamilton. He's got a $7.4 million signing bonus due July 1st.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay. So, like I said, and might I add, when I tell you guys these trades, I don't take into the effect of like cap and everything like that. We can discuss that if numbers are off or anything like that.
Retention somewhere, yeah.
Yeah. So, okay. So, for this next trade, I had I'm gonna actually replace the person that I had for New Jersey, and I'm actually gonna I may put Jesper Bratt in this trade. So what I had here was Jordan Kyrou again, and I had either Tyler Tucker, Matt Kessel, both young defensemen. It shores up a little bit defense. It's not the greatest return for New Jersey, and a second round pick for I originally had Heischer here and Dougie Hamilton, but I can switch that and say Jesper Bratt and Dougie Hamilton.
Not bad.
That is close to me. Problem being, and again, I know that you just said it, you prefaced it, you didn't take contracts into consideration. Mm-hmm. When I look at a trade, that is exactly what I take into consideration because of how important the salary cap is in and of itself right now.
Like, I think if we look at this trade, and I think we can mix and match some of these proposals together into whatchamacallit, like some of these New Jersey Blues trades, like for instance, like to make the money work on this, like to make the money work, I like the first, like when we say Justin Falk and Kyrou, right? You could throw in like Hamilton there to make the money work with somebody else, like kind of like massage it, right? But yeah. I like the ideas of where we're going, making hockey trades, because I think too many times fans look at trades and they're like, oh, we just got dumped this guy. Well, Devils want assets back for Dougie Hamilton. This is type of where we're getting assets back for a player.
Yeah, right. No, for sure. And like I said, I like I said, I don't particularly think in my mind that these will happen. I just think that Falk would be a great piece. Falk especially. I think Falk would be a great piece for New Jersey. Right-handed defenseman. And Kyrou, he gives New Jersey a fresh outlook on things. And I think that he would also be a great fit in New Jersey. It's all about the return on what you would get back for those guys. So generally, if you wanted to, you could break these apart. I put them together, but you can break them apart like I did in that one trade where I had, instead of, Falk, you have Kyrou and you have, either Matthew Kessel or Tyler Tucker. And yes, maybe not appealing names for New Jersey, but it makes their team younger. Tyler Tucker makes New Jersey a little bit more physical.
Which they need
Matt
to
Kessel. Be. Yeah. So that's why I threw him in there. And I thought, hey, maybe that would be a decent return because Tyler Tucker and Matt Kessel, they're both 25 years old. So it kind of fits their timeline for their defensemen as of right now. They are getting younger, I think, on the back end. They do have a few obviously outliers there with, being a little older, Dougie Hamilton and all that. So I thought that was a decent one for me, I thought.
I like it. I mean, I like the direction where we're going here with these trades. Yeah. Like this is there's thought into this. There's who like where is the balancing act here?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Okay, guys, we're gonna have to take a break from this.
All right.
I've got a special guest. We're gonna bring him on now. She's not going to be here for the whole show. She's going to be here for a short period of time, but it's a special day. We want to bring her in. Please welcome from T-Bird Talk, Mrs. Samantha Rose Robinson. A rose by any other name would still be as sweet as Samantha. Samantha, how are you, my friend?
Doing good. I literally just got home from my aunt's house. We had some cupcakes and everything, so it was fun.
Oh, well, first of all, Sam, thanks for joining us. today is a very special day, and you know I told you I would do something, and I meant it, and I'm standing by my word. It is Sam's 19th birthday.
30th. I'm 30 today, so
30. I'm trying to give you some credit there, Sam. Sam, we love you. You are an absolute amazing person. And there is something that we do on the BlueNote Fan Report. These guys can sit out of it if they want, but I'm doing it. I don't care. Are you guys ready? Here we go.
Yes, sir.
And a 1, and a 2, and a 1, 2, 3. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Sam the Sweet Rose. Happy birthday to you. Sam, happy birthday. I hope you got some Thunderbird love. I know you got connection with those guys. I hope they gave you a big hug and threw a cupcake in your face and made you happy. and thank you so much for being such a huge part of us and helping us get further along. We appreciate you, Sam. And I told you I would do something, and I wanted to stay to my word.
yeah, I got I went to the guys today actually for my birthday. It was Alex Kazumaki and Zarenko, and Z was actually very nice and broken English, but very easy to understand him. He wished me happy birthday today, so it was very nice.
Yeah. We were told not to quit our day job here. Sam, we are going to get on your show here one of these years. We're going to get something worked out so we can be on T-Bird Talk with you. And like I said, if you promote our show with those guys, if you ever, and you do it willingly, and if you can get one of the guys on, please, we'll bring you on with them, and we'll have a good time. And we appreciate what you do for this show. And we just wanted to say thank you so much. And you are always welcome here on the BlueNote Fan Report.
Well, thank you guys. And thank you again for wishing me happy birthday. It was very nice of you. And I will definitely promote with the Thunder Saturday.
Well, we appreciate it. Well, Sam, you have a wonderful day. Enjoy the rest of the show as we do trade talks. I'm sure that some of our prospects could be in there, so keep listening, Sam.
I will. I got to see what my sister got me, so I got to hop off. So.
Okay, we'll see you soon, Sam.
Well, happy birthday, Sam.
Thanks,
Happy
Justin.
birthday. Happy
Thanks,
birthday.
guys.
Thanks, Sam. Well, there we go. Sorry about that, guys. Thank you.
That's all right. Yo, birthday wishes.
all right.
Hey, it's all right. Birthday wishes. Let's do it.
Gotta support the regulars, man. You gotta support them.
Got to throw some love.
Absolutely. Okay, Justin, it's on you now. Let's continue this.
Let's rock and roll.
So I'm going to change this up just because it's unrealistic to the eye, and I'm not even going to say it because it's so unrealistic.
I say say it anyway.
Say it anyway.
Okay, well this would absolutely not happen in a million years, and I know Jim would be like, absolutely no, Justin, you're fired. And actually, this is a little twist because instead of Jordan Kyrou, I have Robert Thomas, and I have Robert Thomas and Justin Falk. Like I said, this is going to sound stupid for Jack and Luke Hughes, straight up.
If I'm New Jersey, I listen, but I want more. It's close. It's not that far off. I don't think it's that far off.
No, I don't think it's that far off because guess what? Neither one of them have trade protection for a while.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
But I agree with Guy. If I'm doing it, I need more.
Yeah, I actually didn't throw the pick on there, but I do have a pick here. Depending on what I didn't put a specific pick, but I just put a pick in there as well. So the reason I thought about this was because I don't want to see Robert Thomas go. I think Robert Thomas is a guy that you need to build around. I really do. I think he's a great player. But I think if you're thinking about it, you look at both guys. You look at Jack Hughes and you look at Robert Thomas, they're both kind of the same type of guy. They're both excellent hockey players, and they've struggled to stay healthy, both guys. So I look at that and I'm kind of like, interesting. I don't know how they would view that. Like I said, I think New Jersey would need more. But Luke Hughes is interesting. I don't know much about Luke Hughes. I know more about, Quinn and Jack. But I know he's a solid defenseman as well.
He still needs work, but like he's steady. He needs work. He's not in my opinion, he's not a $9 million defenseman. He can grow into that. Still turns the puck over a little bit too much and still thinks it's college hockey out there, which you need that. You need guys to be a little bit more stable. I don't hate it, but New Jersey would definitely need more.
Okay. Here's what I would offer. First of all, the money is not matching up at all. You said Thomas and Falk. I think Falk's making $3 million or $4 million, something like that. And Falk doesn't have term. Like he's gone in 2 years. You're taking on $17 million, right? And only giving up 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 million. So you're taking on that extra $5 million, and that there balances a little bit. But I would want New Jersey also to eat $1.5 million of Hughes's contract, Luke's contract, for the remainder, which I know it's a long term. And I would offer this year and next year's first round picks, however, both top 10 protected. Well, so I'm offering 26 and 27 top 10 protected. If we're in the top 10, it would move to 27, 28. If 27 was in the top 10, that would move to 28, 29.
Yeah, and like I said, if I was able to go out there and this was a little short notice for me, so if I was able to, I could have gone out there and did my my research. These are just my ideas for fun trade proposals. I don't think they're necessarily going to happen.
I will say this. I know St. Louis asked about Nemec. I know St. Louis asked about Mercer last year.
Mercer would have been cool. I do like Dawson Mercer.
I do know they asked about him because the Devils sniffed around in Braden Shen.
Yeah.
And the price was high for them, and I was able to find out that those two pieces were part of the price.
Luke Hughes was part of the price?
No, not Luke Hughes. Shen,
No.
Mercer and Nemec were part of the asking price for Braden Shen.
Yeah, that would have been a lot for Braden Shen. But Braden Shen, he's also, I didn't formulate a trade with him in this one, but New Jersey could also be in good shape with Braden Shen as well, as long as the asking price wouldn't be too big for him. I didn't make a trade, but I think
I'm just saying
Jersey
that's what I
benefit.
heard last year from talking to some people that New Jersey was in on Shen, but their asking price was way too high.
Yeah, and like I said, I think that these three, because I only came up with three here because I have multiple other ones.
Yeah, that's fine.
And I thought what I had here, I thought that they're not minor trades. They're definitely not minor trades. They're blockbuster trades. So, I just think, when I thought of New Jersey was the first team that I thought of because I was like, you know what? New Jersey is a team that needs a different direction. Maybe not a different direction, but they need a shakeup. They need a message being sent in that locker room. And then, certain guys on the Blues need a change of scenery.
No, I think those are really good. For coming things up on the fly and short notice, I think these are really good trades for New Jersey's and end of things. I really do. I think this is I like it.
Yeah, no, I didn't hear everything guys said, but like I said, I thought it was close. I didn't think it was like out of the realm of possibility. It wasn't like
these are things I can see. Like realistically, like those are things I could actually see. Maybe not so much Jack and Luke so much, but like the other stuff. Like that. Like two teams right here. Some players need to change the sceneries.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. Okay. That was a good one. Continue on, Justin. Next.
Okay. So actually, this one will be good, and I know Guy is going to give a lot of topic on this one. Our next one is St. Louis and Toronto.
Ooh.
And this is the only one that I can formulate because there wasn't much for me that I want from Toronto, if I'm honest. If I'm completely honest. Now, if I was a delusional man, I would say, okay, give me Jordan Kyrou and exchange, kind of work a trade out and get William Nylander. That if I was delusional, but I'm not delusional. So I would love William Nylander, but no. My trade here is Jordan Binnington and either Tyler Tucker or Jonathan Berggren in exchange for Joseph Wall, Nicholas Robertson, and a second-round pick.
Nick, you said Nicholas Robinson?
Nick Robertson. Nick Robertson.
Nick Robertson. Yeah. And
Okay.
actually, and as you see, my biggest piece there would be Joseph Wall. So you would be getting
So you have Wall and
return.
Hofer. So you have Wall, Hofer moving forward. It's not a bad.
Yeah, Wall and Hofer moving forward.
That's not a bad tandem.
I have a little bit of a.
I'm trying to think here.
Yeah. So
it's
for
not
me,
it's not a bad tandem.
Yeah.
Nick Robertson. I mean, it's just a depth piece, but he needs a change of scenery. Binnington, I mean, is Binnington going to be the guy that puts over? And now, realistically, where's the salaries? This is where salaries come in because, like, does Binnington waive to go north of the border?
Well,
that's. But again, let's take like this factors in all the stuff that doesn't like all the other stuff. Like let's just look at it. Yeah, Binnington could get the Leafs where they need to be, but what are the Leafs? And
okay.
Well, and sorry, I don't mean to cut you off, guy, to get to your point because I want to get what you say, but okay. And if I'm honest here, I made this trade, and I know that guy's gonna probably say, "Oh, I want more here," but for me, I think the Blues, honestly, I think Jordan Binnington helps Toronto out. They get a goalie that is a solidified goalie. He won a ring. He won a cup. He can help them out, but I do think Toronto still has areas of weakness elsewhere. So it was so hard picking this trade out just because who would I want, as a depth piece? And I chose Nick Robertson because I have seen him play. I do think that he could fit a Blue style of hockey. He looks to be a blue collar guy. He has some sneaky speed to him. He's not like this incredible piece, but he's a piece nonetheless. But the big trading point here is you trade Canadian for St. Louisan because Joseph Wall is from St. Louis. So that's kind of your big marketing piece there for me, at least. And I think the Blues honestly win that in the long run because Binnington's only getting older. Toronto still has their issues on their back end, I believe. So I think even if you get Jordan Binnington, if you're Toronto, I still think that you struggle in the playoffs. I really do, just because of, what is that team really in the playoffs?
Okay, can I go now?
Yeah.
That trade is not really, really far off. I do have a couple of issues or problems with it that could be massaged or worked out. First of all, I need to know from Wall. I need to hear this from him. Do you want to play in front of your hometown crowd? Because that's not easy to do.
no,
It's not easy to do. Some guys can do it. Some guys can't. There are guys who just do not want to do it. There's too much pressure there. They just don't want to do it. So I need to know from Wall that he wants to do it. Second issue with Wall is now you're talking about two very, very young goalies, a 27-year-old and a 24-year-old being your 1 and 2. Not sure that's the best. And you don't have a veteran in the mix anywhere. You don't have any veteran that you can bring up or move guys up and down or well, first of all, you'd probably have you'd have to waiver any goalie that goes, so you're going to lose a goalie. So that's a concern for me, a small one. I wouldn't put Tucker in this. I think Falk would be the better one in this because I think I want to keep Tucker because of what the return is on this trade. And I want 2 first-round picks from Toronto to make up for what we're losing. You are getting Nicholas. He's got a couple. I mean, he's got 2 more. He's a free. He's not a UFA until 29-30. So you're getting a guy that you're locking in at a really good price, but he's still a bottom 6 forward, maybe a middle 6 at best.
Yep.
And what you're giving up, I need more back, and I need to know if Bennington wants to go to Toronto to play with Berube, because I know, and we've seen this here. Berube did not endear himself to the team as much people think he did. Those guys, and not just Kyrou, were all glad to see him go. They were all glad to see him go.
And like I said, I do think that you can get more here. You could. The like I said, it wasn't just Tucker that threw it. I said Tucker, or you could throw in Jonathan Berggren there. Yeah. You could throw him in there and exchange it. The reason I threw in Tucker is because you are talking about Berube. You are talking about a guy that is playing defensive, so he wants a tougher guy. Yeah. Kyle Tucker can be that guy. Yeah. Now, yes, I do think Falk could work there, but if you're going to add Falk to that trade, I would almost say you would need to give me first round pick at least. Easily. Because you can, because at least with this trade, I can see Toronto saying, okay, I can't give you a first here. I could see, okay, you're getting a young goalie back. I think he's going to be a good goalie, for years to come, me personally. It is hard to play in front of your hometown. But I think with this trade, I think Toronto doesn't have to give up a first-round pick. But, yes, if you want Falk, you're going to have to throw in a first-round pick. There's no ifs, ands, and buts about it.
Right. I still want, because of Bennington being who he is, I still want that first-round pick. I still want it. Mm-hmm. And especially the chance that it's going to be in my wheelhouse, that's the other part of it.
Yeah.
We have talked about this. Blues wheelhouse in picks is from 18 to about 23, 24, maybe 25. If you can get a pick in that zone, something that is going to be in that zone, that's in your wheelhouse, absolutely, you're going to throw that in there.
Well, and like I said, I want to bring this up because you said, I don't know about the tandem, I don't know about the young tandem, and that is definitely a concern there. Hofer is your future. We pretty much established that. Bennington needs to be moved somewhere. Where? I don't know. What the return is, I don't know. But Jim, let me run this by you because I talked about this a couple weeks ago. In a idealistic world, I'm going to go with guys, thought here, and you need a older kind of veteran presence to help Hofer. Now, in a delusional world, I would have said, okay, I want Thatcher Demko. But in a realistic world, I don't think that Vancouver and St. Louis can make a trade work out where it would actually be possible.
First of all, you need to know if any Thatcher Demko trade is happening. You need to know he's 100% healthy. That is true. That is first. That is true. Foremost. That
Who is being healthy?
Demko.
Thatcher Demko. Demko from Vancouver.
Okay. I didn't hear you.
You need to know for sure. He is 100% healthy. That this recurring injury is not going to continue to happen because not only does I think he has a $6 million cap hit. He has a full no move for the next 3 seasons.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So
and I think it is a good point. Thatcher Demko has struggled with injuries, and it's disappointing because he's a great goalie. If he stayed healthy, man, he is a fantastic goalie.
I mean, how many people remember Bubble Demko for the Canucks? I mean, if everybody said if he played like that without getting injured, the Canucks might have been in a Stanley Cup final with the guys that they just traded away because that's how good he was. I mean, look, I didn't like I never liked the Demko contract that they signed, but Canucks are Canucks, so.
Yeah, and they're kind of in the same mediocrity, but I thought for the most part, I thought that this was one of the better trades that I could have thought of for Bennington, just because I like Joseph Wall a lot. I think he's going to be a good goalie for years to come, and you have to see what you have. If you're going to trade Jordan Bennington, which I do think that you should, and Hofer's your future, you got to see what you have. And you can't play, I say this phrase a lot, and it's Sesame Street safe. You can't play at Sesame Street safe anymore. The Blues have been in this murky middle. We've talked about this for years now. They need to make a change, and they need to take a chance.
Yeah. Well, here's what Oh, go ahead, Jim. You go first.
I think Binnington's name's starting to come up a lot more, and I was asked about this, and I sent you the article and tagged some people in it, but I just don't know the contending teams that would use Jordan Binnington right now. I could see that as a summer move for some teams.
I think Toronto could definitely use Bennington as a get me to the next round, get me to the third round goalie. Wall is great. Wall is a good young goalie, but is he going to get you to that third round? And right now, I don't think he's that guy.
If Toronto was in the playoff mix, I said, yeah, that'd be great. But I don't know if Toronto's a playoff team this year.
And that's true. Well, that's partially true. Here's my thing. If you want to make that trade, there's something else that has to happen. And what has to happen, and you have to be willing to do this for 20 games or so. I would make a trade with the Rangers for Quick.
That's not a bad idea. That's actually not a bad idea.
I try and give up a third or a fourth round pick to get Quick. Now he's 40 years old. He has said he'd like to play another year, but he said he wants to play. It depends. He's not just going to play. This is not going to sign a contract. He wants to play where he wants to play.
Right, and he wants to play in New York.
Well, the thing
right
is,
now he wants to play in New York.
Yeah.
Well, I can.
Go ahead, Justin.
So I just was going to say, from inside, like talking to some people, who also cover New York. Quick, I don't think wants to leave New York. I think they pretty much have already asked that question to him, and I don't think they want him. I think they asked him if he wanted to, move on, but I don't think he does. So I think he probably ends his career in New York. I really
that
do.
doesn't mean he does. It doesn't mean he doesn't re-sign in the summer with them.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I could see a team taking a flyer on, because he's UFA, right? And I mean, he's an older goaltender, so I mean, it doesn't really matter if he walks or anything. But I could see a team trying to shore up their position a little bit, take a chance on him.
For me, like you said, I like Jonathan Quick. I love him. I love Jonathan Quick. Actually, he's a great goalie, and I think he would do wonders for Joel Hofer in his development. This trade proposal for me with Toronto is, for me, what actually shores up your future with goaltending, because it makes it set. Obviously, you don't know it's a high end or it's a high risk, high reward kind of thing. So if he pans out, and that's great, because then you have two young goaltenders, and there you go. There's your tandem, and that will last you for a decade. So at least are close.
With that, they're almost the same age. Are they going to be willing to be 1A, 1B? Are they willing to go 2 games, 2 games, 2 games, 1 game, 1 game, 2 games?
Right.
2 games, 1. Are they going to be willing to play 55-45?
Right.
And you have to at that point, because you're stunning one of them if you don't. And I don't know that both of them would. However, what it does do is it really sets you up for draft day, because now you've got 2 very, very young, very, very talented goalies that are worth first-round picks, that are worth that.
Joe Wall, to me,
NHL-ready superstar, NHL-ready guy, young guy that can come and help your team right now. That is the big part of this that I'm seeing.
Yeah. So
am I completely out there, Jim?
No. Look, I saw Joe Wall play in Madison Square Garden for the Maple Leafs when him and Matthew Nyes were in their quote unquote rookie years, when they got their call ups against a Ranger team, and I love Joseph Wall. I'm like, this kid's the future for the Toronto Maple Leafs. I'm like, I love this kid. I think he's a great goaltender. I was like, when they signed that extension and everything, I was like, yes, please. Like, this kid's a good goaltender. So to me, I mean, again, it all depends on, Hofer and all these guys. Like, you got to check egos at the door sometime.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, go ahead,
no,
Justin.
go ahead.
You go first.
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
Okay. Well, here's the one thing. So I love trade proposals like this. And the place that I'm good at, and I think you've already realized, is where I'm good is not seeing the personnel, but seeing the stuff on the side.
Yeah.
Right? Seeing the stuff on the side, seeing what goes with it, seeing the other parts of this other than just the hockey part of the trade. Right? I think I'm pretty good at that.
Yeah.
Here's the thing that we're missing. And there are probably 7 to 8, maybe 10 teams in the league that are considered destination teams. These are teams that players want to play for. These are cities where they want to bring their families. These are places where the culture is as good as it is anywhere else. St. Louis is in that list. We know this. There's no disputing that. There's no going, guy, you're a fucking homer and you're full of shit. No, there's no disputing this. Free agents call St. Louis.
But real quick. I was just looking on my NHL app. Dallas is out shooting Seattle 17-4, and it's 4-0.
What,
4-0 on who?
Or
Dallas.
Seattle?
Dallas is winning 4-0.
okay.
They are out shooting Seattle 17-4.
All right.
Holy crap.
No way, right?
Holy crap.
Right?
I'm like, that can't be right.
I'm pulling it up now.
It's 19-5 now. Now it's 19-5.
The Stars are 4-0.
Yeah, Stars are 4-0. They're
Yeah.
out shooting Seattle 19-5.
Man, we're bringing up the weird timing of this, because this is going to be interesting, because I don't know how this will actually be viewed, just because of the two teams.
Yeah.
St. Louis, and this is actually weird. No kidding. On the list next is Dallas, and okay, so this is, like I said, this is going to be batshit crazy, and it's not really a trade proposal per se, because I don't really have it all ironed out. It would be kind of massaged out, like I said. This would probably most likely be an off-season thing.
Yeah. Okay.
And I don't know how everything will pan out, because I don't know how this guy's coming along. I would assume that they're going to sign him, but it's actually involving it's actually going to involve Jason Robertson, and it's going to involve the piece of Jordan Kyrou going back. So I don't know how you make it work, but you massage it out. Obviously, you don't really want to trade in your division, but this would be a hockey trade. I don't know what you would add. I don't know what picks you would put. I don't know who would have to give up what, but I think that it would be an interesting dynamic to see Jordan Kyrou go to Dallas and have Jason Robertson come to St. Louis.
All right, so A, I like it. B, I really like it. Like, for both teams, I really like it. Because no, I'm serious, because Dallas, what does Dallas want to do with Jason Robertson? How far do they want to go with Jason Robertson, right? He's an RFA. We know Ranton is at 12. Do they want to just stay at 12 and he falls underneath? They do want to keep him. They're trying to sign him, all that stuff. But if they weren't, okay, Jordan Kyrou signed to a very reasonable deal. Okay?
3.125, yeah.
Yeah. He goes to St. Louis, is pretty much one of, if not the man there now. The issue now becomes, what's the contract for
Jason Robertson. Jason Robertson. Yeah.
Is it over 10? Is it 11? What's the trade protection? Like
2-0.
Right. But to me, it's not far-fetched, because I think it was Gord Stellick or somebody who said this before. I'm tired of people being afraid to trade within your division if there's a hockey trade to be made.
But here's the thing.
Hey, yeah, Guy, can I stop you before you answer just real quick? I don't know if you're watching this game, Jim. I would assume you are. That was, speaking of turnovers. I think Jack Hughes might not have left Milan because he might be riding high. Because what I just saw there was not a good turnover. That was not good.
He's known for that.
What is it? And actually, Guy's boy right there, Zach Benson, actually scores from a pass from Tage Thompson. So, I wanted to say that.
Again, it looks like they've credited Peyton Krebs, but we'll.
Oh, Krebs. Sorry, it might have been Krebs. Sorry, my bad. It was. They both kind of look similar to me, at least from the eye.
Anyway, back to
Guy, go ahead. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
Here's the thing with this. What you just said, what I said before you brought this up, it's right. That's what's important. It becomes really important. Robinson is going to go to a destination team. If he's not going to stay in Dallas, he's going to a destination team. And Dallas, I think, is on that list of top 10 destination teams, right? When you think of a destination team, you're thinking of places that players want to play that are good for them. First of all, there's 3 that come up because they're tax-free cities.
Dallas,
Florida,
Tampa Bay, Dallas, Vegas.
Is Dallas? I don't think Texas.
Dallas is no tax state.
Okay, so those 4
minimal is a minimal, but it's always Dallas. Yeah. It's always Dallas is right in there.
And then you get into the teams that have culture or standing. Toronto, believe it or not, Toronto is a destination.
Toronto original 6 teams are always destination teams.
Montreal, well, I don't know about that. Chicago, I think right now is not a destination team.
I think it is because Bedard's there.
I don't know how strong that is.
I think it's Chicago. It's 06 teams still hold water because of what they're building in Chicago. I think if you can, again, whether certain players want to get past the other stuff is one thing, but I still think Chicago is still a destination team in my opinion.
I think with the history of Chicago, I think it automatically just makes it a destination, for me at least.
You have Montreal, you have Boston, right?
Montreal, Boston, Chicago, Toronto, Detroit, and the Rangers.
Detroit, maybe, but Detroit, if you don't care about winning, is a destination team. Detroit. No, I'm serious. Because
he's right because they haven't won in.
No, I know.
They haven't
I know.
won anything in 10 years.
I know. I know.
You also got to put maybe the Rangers in there just because they're the Rangers. But if you're a younger guy with a not big contract, that's a hard place to go.
I think where's a team that's starting to become a destination team is Utah.
It could.
Yeah, it could. It could.
I think it's starting to become a destination team just because of what Ryan Smith is doing, the practice facility, all the investments they're putting in around the team.
And again, it's possible. I think it's going to take a few more years.
Yeah, no. But
this isn't. Believe it or not, most people don't look at the peripherals of a trade. And I think whether or not a city is a destination city plays a lot into it.
Why do you think Carolina is just like, even though Carolina's in on everything, how many people want to go play in Raleigh?
Yeah. Right.
But
very few players buck the trend. And I'll right now of players that have signed UFA contracts, right? Free agent contracts in the past 10 years, I can think of one that bucked the trend. One player that when he signed with this team, the majority of people went, what the? I mean, scratch their head when he signed the deal.
Yeah. Like I said, I think for me,
I can see the gears. You're trying to figure out who it is, aren't you, Jim?
Yeah. And there's a couple head scratchers, but
Say again?
I said there's a couple head scratchers. I'm trying to think the last 10 years.
No, I said within
I
the
think
last 10 years. That
Oh.
doesn't mean that this guy did it 10 years ago. It's
Okay,
I'm talking within the last 10 years.
I would say for me, I don't know if I'm accurate here. Johnny Gaudreau went to Columbus, and that was surprising.
That's one. That's one. That's the one. I mean, I think that's the one.
Yeah, Johnny Gaudreau went to Columbus, and that was surprising.
Yeah,
that's it. That's it.
But I think, and when Guy talks about peripheral, I know we're off like on a million tangents here, but when you talk about peripheral,
But you have to be.
right? But like I've been to Columbus, and I really think it is a good hockey city. It really is. It just doesn't get the respect it deserves.
Well,
I agree.
That's because they have a management issue that hasn't fixed itself out yet. It's getting better.
Yeah.
But it's fixing itself. And there's one more destination city that we haven't mentioned that I hate to mention that this is a destination city, but I know it is. And that's Nashville.
Oh, yeah, 100% it's Nashville.
Right?
Well, it's no tax state, so.
Holy Christ, guy's not completely fucking stupid today.
That's because I brought the intelligence book with me.
Sorry about the cussing there, Jim.
No, it's all good.
Tailor out a little bit, buddy.
No, it's all good. It's all good.
So, and like I said, I do think it's great to have these peripherals. And these.
I just saw the replay of that again. Oof.
Yeah. The turnover.
Oof.
Yeah, the turnover.
Oof.
Yeah, the turnover. Yeah, it was a bad one.
Yeah.
So, but getting back, I don't mean to pull us back a little bit. So I know Jim said that he liked it. He likes the prospect of it, like how it's done. I don't know how it would be done. Guy, I don't know whether you like it or you don't. I have no idea because you haven't answered.
I like it because it goes right on what I was talking about a guy needing to go to a destination place and a team, a guy that needs to go to a team that can win now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Robinson has had a taste of winning. He's gotten to the Western Conference Finals a couple of times. He needs to go to that next step. I don't think he's going to get there with Dallas, and it's not Dallas' fault. It's just there's some other things going on.
Yeah, there's just
St.
different
Louis
things.
has the roster where he could be one of the guys that shine on that roster.
Well, and now, this is why I did this, and this is why I thought about this, because if that happens, and you said it happens, Jordan Kyrou goes to Dallas, and then Robertson comes to St. Louis, bing, bang, bango, you have someone to play with Robert Thomas. There you go. Robert Thomas has a winger now, and you have a good winger. I'm not saying that, Pavel stepped up his game, but they've been cycling people off that first line the whole season. If you have Jason Robertson's probably your guy, and he's going to be your guy. So, This is a way to give Kyrou a change of scenery, and it's a way to get a star player back. How you iron it out, I don't think it would I don't know if it would be Kyrou for Robertson straight up. There would probably be some other pieces in there, but I think it's an interesting thought.
The one thing that would have to happen for this to happen is it's got to be a trade and sign. He's got to sign a deal with St. Louis as soon as the trade happens.
Yeah, he's RFA, so he has to.
Right?
Yeah.
And then the money has to work. He has to be willing to take a little less money for this trade.
I just got to step out for a second. 1 second. I'll be right back.
Yeah, no problem, Jim. You good?
Yeah, you're good.
Hour and a half, man, and we're still going. That's great. This is good.
I do think that he would definitely have to sign for sure, and he would if that would be the case. And I don't necessarily think, but also I don't know how it would work. I don't know if he would be he would actually have to.
I'm sorry, I got to interrupt you. What a line! We could call it the neighborhood line, our Mr. Roberts neighborhood line. Thomas, Neighbors, and Robertson. Oh.
I mean, I mean, if you think about it, though, that is a good line. I mean, and like I said, I think the magic that you may have, and I've been on this show numerous times, and I said that Robertson does have games where he turns into a ghost. I will not lie. There is games where you don't notice him, but I think Robert Thomas and Jason Robertson could do some magical things.
Oh, I agree. I agree. That is well, here the reason why you do this trade in division is because both teams are getting the same player.
Yeah, they're both getting a star player in return. It's a hockey trade. I
would think because of contract issues, you might have to get a pick or two from Dallas, and not a big pick, third round pick, second round pick, something along those lines. It's going to be a late pick, so it's not a guaranteed pick, but I do think you want to get a pick out of it. But you want to make sure you're not eating any contract on Kyrou either. I like the trade. I think it helps both teams. I think it gives Kyrou. Kyrou needs a change. Kyrou is an amazing player. I love Kyrou. Okay. Kyrou needs a change of scenery. Kyrou needs a change of scenery. There's no
Kyrou's getting that change of scenery.
There's no ands or buts. He needs a change of scenery.
Yeah. Oh, there we go. New Jersey gets a goal. There we go.
Yep.
Power play.
Hey, all right. About time they scored.
Meyer gets it.
So, but yeah, no, I think for me, I thought the prospect of that trade, I was just kind of mulling it over because I was like, hey, you know what? Did Jason Robertson sign an extension yet? And I was like, no, he didn't. So, this would be a massive one. I think people would be talking about this one for weeks. And like I said, I think most likely this would be an off-season move if this was to happen. So, do you want me to go into my next set here?
Well, Jim, we're at an hour and a half. Do you want to go to the 2-hour mark? Are you good?
Yeah, let's keep going. Let's roll it.
Okay, go.
Okay. So we can. I'll try to hurry these up because I do have quite a bit here. So the next one I have is Carolina. And this one, the first one I have is Jordan Kyrou, Justin Falk in exchange for Andrei Svechnikov and a first round pick.
I'm close. That's close for me. I think I'd want a second, and I think I'd want another pick in there, but I think I'd be willing to do that.
Yeah,
you could do that a second or a third. You could throw that in there, but I thought that was pretty close. I thought that Falk and Kyrou would be good in New Jersey, in Carolina. Okay, well, and then I have.
Well, hold on. Falk played in Carolina before, so that could be a sticking point. Remember, we got Justin Falk from Carolina in exchange for him.
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, they may want something else and not Justin Falk, but
yeah.
But
they wanted Tucker or Kessel. If they wanted Tucker or Kessel, then I wouldn't need the pick.
Right, because you're just getting Svechnikov for
for Kyrou.
Right.
Okay. So yeah, I'm talking about Kyrou as the big piece here. He is. But Falk is a valuable piece right now for anyone who needs to shore up their defense going into the playoffs. Okay. So my next one, we kind of agreed on that one. My second one was Braden Shin. I think Carolina would be a great fit for Braden Shin, and I put in exchange for Logan Stankoven and a second round pick.
Stankoven just signed his deal, so it's cost control.
Yeah, so I don't know. Like I said, I didn't have the time to research any of this. I just, put together some stuff. Logan Stankoven is a guy that would be mostly a depth piece. I don't know how much you're going to get for Braden Shin. That's my thing. I think that you could get something valuable, but you're not going to get nothing star-worthy like you would if you were to add like a Jordan Kyrou and stuff like that.
But they do need a center, and I like it.
Yeah, that's kind of why I did it, because I thought that he would have been a good fit in Carolina.
Yeah, they could definitely use a player like that for sure. I think Stankoven, they may have to give up something else for Shen just because of the asking price, unless Don Armstrong wants to come down on that price.
Yeah, no,
they may have to give up something else.
Yeah, Carolina would have to give up something else, and maybe not a pick, but I think maybe one of their prospects, maybe not
a prospect or something.
Maybe not.
I mean, they do. They do have multiple firsts though from that Dallas deal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that might be something, but again, now I would do it as a conditional first, meaning that if the pick was in my wheelhouse, 19 to 26, 19 to 25,
Yeah.
that's the pick I would take.
Yeah. Well, and I thought about something like that. I just threw that together. The last one here, the asking price would be way too astronomical, and it would never happen. This would be if the Blues really, 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 really wanted to go balls in and balls to the wall. It's not going to happen. This is unrealistic, so don't take it at my word. But I had Jordan Kyrou, Justin Falk, and you can throw a pick in there, and I would go after Nikishin from Carolina. Now that's a blockbuster. That's not going to happen.
Wait, what was it again? I'm sorry. What was
it was Jordan Kyrou and Justin Falk, and you can throw in a pick because the asking price for this guy, I don't know what the asking price would be, and it would be for Nikishin. So they're young rookie defenseman.
Well, Nikishin's definitely looking for a change of scenery out of Carolina.
Yeah.
I could definitely see it. I like it. Again, it just comes down to Justin Falk want to go back to Carolina.
Yeah. Well, the other thing I want, if you're trading, so you're trading 3 players for a guy for an RFA.
No, two. No, it would be two. It would be 2 guys. It would be Justin Falk and Kyrou. And like I said, the asking for, because I think Nikishin is going to be a good defenseman. I don't know if he's going to be Matthew Schaefer-esque, obviously, but I think he's going to be a good defenseman. He fits in the Blues timeline. They're trying to get younger on the back end. I think he could be a solid pick. Like I said, I don't know if that's too much for St. Louis to give up. It might be.
Yeah,
but
no, I need some firsts in there. I need picks, and I need picks, or I need a NHL ready guy. I need an NHL ready guy.
Yeah.
For that. And it's also got to be a sign and trade deal. All right, Nikishin's gotta give the contract right here, right now.
Yeah.
Okay. So, moving on. I kind of think that you're.
Hold on. Somebody's putting a comment, and I don't know where this comes. Please put on some clothes that are less revealing. Who the F are you talking to?
Don't know. Wrong. I don't know. No clothes. I got
mean,
clothes on. Who knows?
So do I. I mean, I'm wearing a Navy shirt.
Yo, as Billy Carrington said, people's is crazy. Yo.
Yeah.
People's is crazy.
Okay, so moving on. So I think we got some good discussion out of that one. I thought that there wasn't much of a I thought that
I said wrong live. Yo, you're bad.
Okay, go ahead, Justin.
I thought that we got some good discussion. There wasn't really much fight back on those ones. I felt like we were kind of almost in agreement on most of those. My next one was Detroit. And this, I don't know what you would get for them. Detroit and St. Louis, man, for the rivalry that they've had, the history that they had, they've been trading partners a lot. So it would be Braden Shin, and it would be in exchange for, honestly, I couldn't figure out a player that I would want for Braden Shin, if I'm honest. I couldn't think of one. So I don't, maybe you guys can help me out. Maybe there's a player that you guys are thinking that would be cool there. And then I had a pick in there, wherever that pick may be. I don't know. I think Detroit could use.
I would take a first round pick and a third round pick.
Okay. And then, I didn't know what player I could put in that trade.
I don't need a player.
Okay. And I'm fine with that because I was looking. Yeah, I was looking to the roster.
Yeah,
there's nobody on their roster off the top of my head that jumps out to me going, "Yeah, I need that guy on my roster."
No, that makes
sense. I'm glad that we're on the same page, guy, because that's the same thought I had when I was looking through the roster. I'm like, I don't really want that guy. I don't want this guy. It doesn't really interest me. So I'm glad that I wasn't the only one that felt that way.
No, I mean Detroit has pieces, but they're gonna try to use them for other things. Like I know they're trying to get Vinny Trocheck. I know they're
Mm-hmm.
they want to make a splash and they want to get in the playoffs. And I think here's the thing. I know for a fact Trocheck wants to stay East. Does he consider a move to Minnesota? Because it's kind of central-ish. But I know Detroit, Carolina have definitely called on Vinny Trocheck.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so
Justin, before you go on, I got to ask: do you have any of these deals with the Senators?
I do not. Sadly,
Okay.
I didn't get to their roster. No.
Okay, then
Sadly.
I need to bring this up because I know Blues fans, right? And I'm going to pause this for a second. I'm going to bring this up.
Oh, I probably already know what you're bringing up.
What gets Brady Tkachuk to St. Louis?
Jordan Kyrou.
Jordan Kyrou, at least.
Jordan Kyrou.
Right.
I think the asking price. I think with how Ottawa is with their management, I think the asking price it would just be too astronomical.
It's stupid. It's Kyrou. It's probably like a guy like
Neighbors,
and I probably Dvorsky.
No,
like
right there. Then it's I'm not letting go either one because I know St. Louis wants Tkachuks, and I know for a fact that the only Tkachuk brother that absolutely would like to play in St. Louis is Brady. I know this for a fact.
Yeah. Well, and I love Brady. I love Brady, but I'm sorry. I'm not giving up Jordan Kyrou and Jake Neighbors and Dvorsky. The asking price.
I'm not saying you're giving up all three guys. I'm saying two of those three guys are going to Ottawa.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely. And I don't think that they would give up all three either. But I just think the asking price from Ottawa, because they know that he's from St. Louis, they're going to hold that over his head or hold it over St. Louis's head. They kind of got St. Louis by the balls. So they kind of control this thing. So I feel like they're going to ask for an astronomical amount, if I'm honest.
I don't know if I want to wait till Brady hits UFA because I think now he's getting in because I think his age becomes an issue at that point. I gotta double check.
Yeah, his contract's still for a few more years ish.
Yeah, he's kind of hitting his prime now, right? So
Yeah.
he's kind of in his prime. So yeah. By the time that happens, the age of that, and like I said, I would love Brady Tkachuk, but I just don't know if I would give up Kyrou and a Dvorsky a.
Yeah. No, I get you.
You know,
he's got a full no movement clause. He's at 8.2, so he's the same money, almost the same money as Kyrou, and Kyrou's longer out, but he's a UFA. He's 28. He's like he's almost the same age as Kyrou.
Yeah.
But his upside is so much higher than Kyrou's. Right? It's not that it wouldn't happen, but it's something you can't talk about potential trades and not bring that up. Am I right?
Yeah. No, you can't. You have to mention it. I mean, I think what we saw in Calgary, it's a different situation because Big Walt's right. Like Keith's right about this. It's two different situations because Matthew had to go through COVID and so did Brady. But I think Brady wants to win there in Ottawa because he's that face of that franchise.
Mm-hmm.
Was Matthew the face of the Calgary Flames? I think it was more Johnny Hockey and all that stuff. Like, there were two different situations.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, the other problem is Ottawa has really bad management, and they're going to overvalue Brady no matter what, or they're going to screw it up. Right? There's no in between there. They're not going to get it right. They're not going to get it right. They're either going to overvalue it or they're going to give them away. And
let me. Sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
No. I was actually just running this through my head because Ottawa's in a weird spot right now. I expected them to. I don't know where they are in the standings. I actually don't think they're in a playoff spot. So I think that they've actually kind of struggled this year. Ottawa honestly was a team that I could have seen Jordan Binnington go to. So maybe you're talking about a Kyrou and Jordan Binnington.
They got Omar signed, but they got Omar signed.
Omar?
Yeah,
That is true. Yeah. So I think it would be tough, but like I said, I think that I was just thinking about that. But yeah, no, if they sign Allmark, I don't see them, trying to go after Bennington.
Are 6 points out of the second wild card, fifth in the wild card, so 3 out of the wild card. Got a couple teams to jump. They are a team I could see be buyers, not sellers, at the deadline.
Yeah, me too.
Right.
Yeah.
But they're not, again, Brady has a no movement clause. They're not trading Kachuk unless it's a blockbuster.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
I think that's
now off season.
That's what I was about to say. I think that's an off-season move.
That could be a little different.
If it's a big if, because I've also been told at Ottawa that a lot of the Brady Kachuk stuff is outside of Ottawa, and he wants to stay. So, Anyway, moving on.
Okay, that was good.
Yeah,
I had to bring it up.
No, you have to.
So next one is Montreal des Canadiens. And I know I'm going to get some goon in the chat. Sorry. No, don't mean to call you goons. Don't say it like that, man. It's just a joke. Montreal, it would be Jordan Bennington. I had 3 players here. You could throw them in the package. You could either put Kessel in there, you could put Fabry in there, you could put Berggren in there. In exchange for Oliver Kapanen, Alexander Carrier, and a first-round pick. Obviously, defensively, it's not the greatest return. Like if I was unrealistic, I would say Noah Dobson, but that's not going to work.
And that would never happen. And Dobson just got traded to Montreal, so that's not happening.
Yeah. So you have to take into that. But I was like, okay, so what could I get for Jordan Bennington? Pretty much is your main piece. Obviously, you're getting a pick back in that one. You're getting a young prospect in Oliver Kapanen.
I'll tell you what. If it is Montreal, Montembeau's going the other way.
Who is?
Montembeau's going the other way. Because they have to get rid of a goaltender. Because
I could see that. I could see that. I could see Montembeau being in that trade.
Well,
because I don't think Kapanen's moving now. Carrier they like.
One thing with a Bennington trade, and if a Bennington trade happens during the season, you have to bring in. You have to get that veteran goaltender, veteran mentor. You have to have that. You're losing it. You have to replace it. I think if you do not replace it, you are setting Hoffer's trajectory to a downward trajectory, right? His growth. You are stunting his growth. That's what I was trying to come up with.
I just don't. Here's the thing. I like it, but I also think Montreal can also circle back on Cairo because they have the pieces to do Cairo too.
That would be a huge trade.
Yeah, I could see that too. I know that there was talks about it. I know that Montreal definitely wants Cairo.
Yeah.
I just don't know what would be coming back.
Well, I do think, if anything, I think David Reinbacher is definitely involved in that trade. And or a pick.
Probably.
Something.
Because of where they're at right now, they have first round picks. So you can only go 3 years out on first round picks.
Right.
They have 26, 27, 28. They have a first round pick in all 3 of those years. You would have to give up all 3 of those first round picks no matter what. You can protect one of them, but you're going to have to give them up.
I don't know if they're going to give up all 3.
Going to give up at least 2.
If not, they give up a player equal of value.
No, yeah, they would give up. I get what you're saying, but no, they would give up a player. This wouldn't be all 3.
It would be a player involved in this.
Yeah, there would have to be a player involved. They're not going to give up 3 first-round picks for Jordan Kyrou. I'm sorry. Jordan Kyrou is a great player. He's not worth 3 first-round picks.
You're talking Kyrou and Bennington. You said
no.
We took Bennington out.
I said I could see the Canadians circling back on Kyrou.
Okay.
Mhm.
in like
But
a separate deal.
Okay. I thought the way you were
No, I
saying
mean,
it was
don't get me
Kyrie.
wrong. They definitely tried to get Bolduc and Cairo in the offseason at the
Yeah.
same time, and it just didn't work.
Mhm.
They
Yeah.
couldn't make it work.
So
But
that's why I'm saying you got to really, if you're taking both of them, you're giving up first round. You're giving up first round picks.
if you're taking both of them, there's a first round pick, there's a player equal to a first round pick, prospect, player that can play now. Like it's a bigger package. That's an off-season package, realistically.
Yeah, that's a lot. We got time
so
for one more, bud. One more.
oh damn, I had okay, so I have
How many you got left?
I have 4 left. 4.
We'll try and get through them. We'll have to do them quick. We'll
Okay.
have to do
Okay. Buffalo. I had Jordan Kyrou, Justin Falk in exchange for Owen Power and Alex Tuck.
That's not bad.
So,
but Tuck's got to be. But my 2 cents on this is if Tuck's coming back, St. Louis needs a contract extension in place.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, absolutely. But I thought that would have been equal. I thought that would have been a great hockey trade for both teams right there.
I like it.
So
not a bad hockey trade, but I would put a first round pick in there, a conditional first round pick. If he doesn't sign, we get the first round pick.
Okay, yeah, you could do that. I did have a pick. I did have a pick in here, but
yeah, I like it. All right, next.
Okay, New York Islanders. I had Shin and a Kessel here, and I said you could put a fourth round pick or a 5th round pick maybe in exchange for Duclair and a 1st round pick.
I don't know if the Islanders. It's not bad. I don't know.
I don't think they take it, but it's not a bad. It's
I think the foundations for a trade there is definitely something to it. There's definitely something to it. I could see something involvement. You massage it a little bit. I could see it.
Yeah.
Okay. Next one, Tampa Bay Lightning would be Justin Falk in exchange for Max Crozier and a 1st rounder. I don't think you get that. I don't know. Maybe first.
You can get the first if St. Louis eats money.
Yeah, you could. Okay, so I thought that was it was Justin Falk in exchange for Max Crozier, I believe is how you pronounce his name.
Yeah.
And a 1st. I had a 1st here, is what I put.
I might eat money on that one. I'm not a fan of eating money. Anybody who knows me knows that. I'm not a fan of eating money. I might eat money on that one.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
So that would help Tampa Bay in their
and they're looking for
getting the
player. They're looking for a player on D with term.
Yeah. So I thought that would have been an okay trade. And then my last one was Justin Falk and Braden Shin, and you could possibly throw in a pick. I don't know if that would work or whatnot, in exchange for Crozier and Paul or Nick Paul, and you can do a 1st or a 2nd in there.
That's. I mean, this is not bad.
That's close. That's not far
really
off.
close. That's actually a really good trade. I like that.
Yeah.
I really like that.
I do too. First of all, Mama says you're doing pretty good on these trades, baby boy. I gotta agree with you, Mama. I think he did. Justin, I'm going. This
These trades are this is really good stuff here. I like this stuff.
You did absolutely amazing on sitting down and figuring these out and then listening to us.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Not saying, you did really good job with that. And I think you need to be applauded because you did really, really good with that.
These are legitimately good hockey trades, thought out. Again, foundational things that teams would probably be discussing and can be built around, that can be massaged here and there because this is what we actually need with the cap being the way it is.
You don't hang the phone up right away.
No,
you don't hang the phone up right away. Right.
The way, and like I said, all these, like I said, when you're thinking about this, the Blues, obviously most of these trades, or maybe even none of these trades probably even would come to fruition. But I thought that my whole root of this doing these trades was St. Louis and the Blues organization need to stop playing at Sesame Street safe, and they need to make an impact. They need to change things up, and they need to take a chance on changing things and changing the course for this team. So,
no, and I think you did that, and I think you did really well. Man, I hope someone from the Blues organization watches this show and goes, "Hey, Justin, let's come sit down and talk for a little bit." That's a bit of a job I think you did with this.
I think these are good, legitimate hockey trades.
Right?
They are.
Chris Shockey asked, we got time for one last question. Does Tampa Bay think they need one piece right now?
Yes, they do. They also need,
but I don't know if the Blues have that piece.
They might, but I'll say this one last thing. I think Tampa, if they're looking on D, they want to play with tournament. And again, what does Darren Radish sign for if he signs with that team? And I do think they're looking for a depth forward, depth center that can play, that can score for them.
Yeah, and that would be Braden Shin, I think.
Yeah, I think so too. I think down the middle can play. That's the type of player they're looking at that can win faceoffs and that can put something in the net. I know for a fact, talking with some people in Tampa when I was down for the Stadium Series, that's the type of player they're looking for.
Yeah, well, and then Justin Falk shores up their defense as well.
Right, and it's not only for now but the future.
Yeah.
Wayne Horder says, and this will be our last comment. The problem with Nick Paul is the Bolts aren't getting rid of Paul unless a center comes back their way, and with all the injuries at center they've had this year. Well, Shen is a center.
There's Shen's a center, so Shen would come back.
Center, yeah, Shen's a center. So
right. So that's
and they aren't afraid, and Tampa's not afraid to trade picks. So
no, not at all. Well, first of all, we're gonna Jim. Thank you. 2 hours, man. Did you expect that, bud?
I did not. I thought maybe an hour-ish.
You know, every time you're on this show, we go about 2 hours.
Because everybody loves me. I don't know why.
It never feels like that, though, does it?
No, because we're talking, and it's just talking hockey, and it's just fun, and it's great, and I enjoyed it, and Justin did a hell of a job with those trade proposals.
Yeah.
I mean, those are great.
Sam Mazzella. Sorry, I'm jumping on you there, but Sam Mazzella, Jason Nichols, Teresa Singer, Aaron Nell, Samantha Rose Robinson, Sister JJ, all of you, thank you for putting that love in your air. Everyone except Mom. If you got a chance and you feel it, give us some stars. We love stars. Give it to us. Mom, you've given us more than enough. That's why I'm singling you out and saying, please don't. But I love you to death, and I think you know that. Jim, thank you so much. Will you stay on the line? I want to talk to you offline.
Yeah, absolutely. I'll be here.
Are you cool with that? Justin.
Yeah.
Justin.
What's going on?
I got to ask, man. How do we end our show?
I think we got to ask the girls. Where are the girls at?
Let's go Blues.
Let's go Blues.
What are you wearing?
A Canadian tuxedo. And I'm a hockey player. Let's go Blues.
Now, Justin, I got to know. I absolutely got to know who's late for dinner.
Where are the boys? Spaghetti's being made. Where are they at?
Hawaii Blues fan, we're bleeding blue with you. Let's go Blues! Let's go Blues! Let's go Blues!
I am Guy, the Hawaii Blues fan. And I want to say a big thank you to my buddy, my friend, and my pal, Jim Biringer. Did I say it right?
You did. You got it right.
Got it right. All time. I said it right every time today. Jim Biringer from Full Press Hockey. He has been a great friend of mine for years now. Jim, thank you so much. We greatly appreciate you. Along with my co-host, the astute, the very intelligent, and he did a wonderful job on the trades today, Justin, and this is why we call him Eagle Eye Scott. We had a wonderful time tonight. You got to know, guys and gals, you got to know that I am bleeding blue with you.
And as always, Jim, thank you very much. Let's go Blues.
Take care, everybody.
This is Guy and Justin saying thank you so much to Jim Biringer and to everyone else. We'll see you tomorrow night on the BlueNote Fan Report as Utah comes to town. Aloha, Mahalo. We'll see you later.